Hello and welcome. Today is the 21st day of December, the first day of winter, Northern Hemisphere, a Friday, and this is your crypto day morning, and it's the earliest it's ever been. 1 o'clock in the morning? It's the morning, and it's the morning in Europe, Winnipeg, Chicago. Well, by the time you're watching it, I guess if it's new, yes, and Los Angeles and other western parts. Well, your morning is upcoming. All bets trades of the like with each own risk and reward. Okay, so Fibonacci lines on Bitcoin, and I'm going to be going through with them, but for months I've been talking about 3,000 and that buy level which hasn't reached, I've changed that number. With that being stated, that's if it gets there, of course, because it's an attempt right now in reversal of trend. 18 average is newly rising. Stage 2 of establishing resistance has come into play. Thus far, 4,175. See how far this goes if this is 18 average lows, because the market's having a little bit of a correction. We came down to such 2 periods ago on here, hitting this level up a bit, now back down to it. Decent sized red candle on the current time frame. 2 hours left in the period. Within the single hour time frame, it's basically a double top formation. It's got to break the neckline of the 3880 level. Doing so, you basically can take the length of the high to the low, so somewhere down towards the 3700 Fibonacci line would be the expected support area. 15 term time frame. This was the attempt for it to break higher at 20 hours 45 minutes or 8:45 p.m. Eastern time. When coming back to the 18, it obviously didn't find support much at all, only at the lows, and then spent a very good chunk of its time resisting the 18 average of lows and even the closes as well, not shown, but just now over the last couple periods, breaking down and just some short term stuff. That's really what that's just short term. I don't even want to talk more about that. So daily time frame, that's where it goes. Now I'm changing the 3,000 target level, and just the basics about order management is if a buy or sell order pierce misses and there's a good move from that point, I'm a big believer that that level has to be changed, either to above where that low happened to be, which would be around 32, or decently below, which is what I'm choosing to do. As we take a look at this on the weekly term, uh, actually, you know what, the daily term or the daily term would be better, and I'll just do this. 2,618, and really, just what's a decent leg lower, and really that's it. A leg lower from here. I mean, it could match low, pierce below to 3,000. That's definitely in play. But I think if it's going to be making any moves below the low 33, 32 area, if it's going to come down here, and then we're going to go further lower, I would think it's going to now hit this 26 level. Of course, let the market do what it does. I realize if there's going to be a bull run, and if I get to choose, okay, there's definitely going to be a bull market happening soon. What would you prefer long term, a bottom here or a bottom down there? Technically, a bottom here would probably be more profitable, but if the market just starts rallying from now, I'm going to be doing very, very well. As I'm going to be talking about bankroll management and large gains as we move on towards the DGB stage of this video. But now let's take a look at the inverse to the TUSD, the True US Dollar Fund. And it's having a spectacular gain, spectacular sell-off. I'm just obviously doing the opposite among such. And you're going to see the same similar things on the 1 hour, double top on the Bitcoin, so double bottom here. As we see two U's or a pair of insert noun. But for what I'm looking here, I got the equivalency of the Fibonacci downside level works out to $38,197 on both the TUSD or the USDC coin. Let's move on to DGB next. It's currently having its 18 correction amongst the 18 highs on the daily. after making a lower low and what right now would be a lower high from here. And that's expected to make a lower high in here. Although with the way crypto goes, it may not. And as a bullish holder, so be it. But when you make a lower high on the expected value, and especially if you make a good one, which it did here, meaning it gets nicely above the 18 highs, then now holding the 18 lows becomes very vital, obviously, for having this thing getting kick-started very soon. Now, within the weekly chart, there have been some phenomenal moves, to say the least. And amongst such, I was just playing around, just thinking of another simple base strategy, adding a small tidbit of detail for simple math, which I really never even used much of. But we can see what happens if you're trading in a play like this when it gets totally insane. And what I've done, and I've just calculated this all the way up until like I got bored of it, and I just don't want to do this anymore. But I like the results of what I got. And basically what it is every time the market goes up 50%, regardless of the market conditions, from your last trade, you sell. And if it goes down, how much do you buy back? Well, that depends on the market conditions. If it's bullish, you want to buy back at a smaller rate. Bearish, you want to buy back on a deeper pullback. Higher low, lower low, basically. So I've put up a simple conditions for such. In a bull market, buy back 25%. And in a bear market, buy back at 40%. So let's go to November 18th, 2015, when the price was at 80. Oh, we're pretty much there. Okay, let's get rid of this annoying ad. Okay, November 11th, so 2015. We were almost there because we got that insane move. Yeah, so it was right after this beautiful day. I was going to include that, but I'm like, nah. So anyway, basically, you move along these markets, you buy, sell, and I've written it down in a nice little format. I didn't go through the results because I know they're going to be phenomenal, and I can do it on this. I've already got it set to do it quick on a spreadsheet anyway. So therefore, November 18th on 2015, you would buy at 80, you put a sell order at 120 because that's 50%, then a buy order in at 56, which would come in on November 26th. You would then put another buy order hitting on December the 10th at 33. And then you'd put a sell order in at 50 and hit January the 10th, so 1 month later. What you would do is you would put a buy order in for 30. Oh, was this ever fun, because on January the 12th, there was 5 days in which the market hit 31, but never 30. So no buy for you, sort of like the Seinfeld, no soup for you, because the market went way up from there, because on February the 12th of the next year, well, from January, so basically the next month, you sell at 75, then you buy back at 52 on February the 14th, 2 days later. Next month, you sell at 78, 115 at the same time. Because when you're putting orders in, you just keep on doing it, like using easy numbers to start off with, say, 20. Then you put an order for 30, you sell order for 30, then again for 45, then again for 68, then again for like 100. And the reason I did 50%, it's like easy math for me. But these orders, I figured, needed larger volatility on the buyback. So at that point, I put a buy order for 69 and 41. And this was on March 17th. The next day, it comes down to 69. A week later, you sell at 104. The next day, you sell at 156. Okay, notice here, 25% to low on further buy, order 77 as priority for smart trading. Basically, what I was just saying in here is, you can forget what I'm saying here. Just the sum of it is just keep your old buy orders in play, because when this thing gets insane crazy, and I'm going to show the charts at that point, that's when I just relived all the old previous buy orders to come back. Okay, so therefore moving on, buy at 77, buy at 46, and sell at 69. This happened April 3rd, April 22nd. Then you go to June 16th. So almost 2 months without a trade. And I notice a lot of times now you just get the low volatility. But when it happens, it can come back in sparks. And you talk about 2 weeks later, you get to sell at 69. And then you go 4 months without making a trade. So even longer volatility. Part of the long-term game. Again, we're going through a lot of the not as much happening conditions right now. At least as of December 21st, 2018. So then you buy on December 22nd, 2016. So that's another month and almost 2 months again. And then you have to go in good part of a month before or close to such until you sell at 36. Another month goes by, you buy at 21. And then another month goes by. So overall, I mean, the last year and change has been just slow. You buy at 32 here, or sell at 32 rather. Few weeks this time go by, you sell at 48. Now only 4 days go by, you sell at 72. I got insanity in here as far as what a code means. BRM means bear market, BLM was bull market, but the whole point of this is just having decent volatile buy and sell orders in play. That's really what it comes down to. So you sell at 72, you sell at 109. So at this point, I'd have a buy order for 65, 43, and 32. Just getting all of these ones filled back. And the 65 would hit. It took 6 days from the 72 to the 109. It took about 2 weeks to get the buy order at 65. But 4 days later, you get your sell. So that's what I like when you get quick moves and back and forth flips. Taking close to about 2 weeks later, you sell at 147. This is off in days. This might be 18 or something, but this is when it got super crazy. I got super insane, more insane, where you'd sell it. So let's now look at what the market conditions look like in May of 2017. So we'll just keep on flipping through. All of a sudden now, we can see how movements are good. Let me remove this ad. But you sell up here. I mean, it's all simple. You want to get the codes, the markets that are probably not going to get crushed because it's got good fundamentals within the crypto space. And has the situation where you can have what I call user-friendly, because it has good up and down movements. Getting in and out is relatively at ease. Those are all user-friendly attributes you'd be looking for. So here we have March of 2017. And when you look each day, you get spots like this, and everything just has its insane movements. Nothing that was going on. 45, back down to 31. But the insanity is only just starting at this point. As we can see in here how it went up, comes back down to the lows, and then another insane rally. When these happens and you have your sell orders fill, you're going to sell for, in this type of rate, 5, 6 in a row, or 8, maybe 11 out of 12, or 12 out of 14 of your orders will be sells. And you're going to have a lot less of these coins and a lot of base currency. This is where maybe some of your, if you're getting like say 10 of 12 or whatever amount of sales, this is where some of your few buys might come into place. And this is where the insanity, it's not over yet. It's not over yet, the insanity of these markets. But when this happens and it goes from like, and you're involved in something, as a trader, you want to ensure that you can maximize for all these gains, realizing that these things are going to have to pull back. And instead of pulling back for whatever percentage moves lower you are, you can now increase that by major folds when they have these major fold gains. And this gets crazy and crazy. It's still not done yet. The top is not in. I mean, you'd be thinking it's already way overextended. Now I've already spoiled it for you. And I mean, this is historical anyway, so it's easy to spoil what's already happened in the past. Unless, of course, you're watching a movie you've never seen before that's so damn good. Everyone's talked about it. You get so excited to watch it. And then just before you watch it, someone spoils that thing for you. Well, I don't think I did that to anybody on this case. But yeah, maybe a little bit of buying back, and then it just gets insane. When markets move like this, well, I'm just going to go back to the data because, spoiler, it is over now. But sell at 498, sell at 747, sell at 1,000, sell at 1640. Damn, that damn insane, basically, I say. Buy 840, buy 600, buy 420, sell 630. So you're back in the game now. Hopefully you can just keep things rolling. Buy 378, buy 300, sell 450, buy 300, buy 220, buy 166. You get into these spells. As far as the dates are concerned, May 20th and the 21st, you go into early June, then late June, then you go into July. So you're not getting any relatively slow periods like we were before. So into August 12th, August 14th, August 30th, September 15th, and you're buying here at 300, you're buying at 220 on October the 12th. So you're never going too long without a trade. 2 days later, you buy again from 220 to 166. November 20th, you buy again. And then it got insane in the point of the December rally. And I just put it in here lower. I just figure, you know what? I know how this thing is going to work. And I know we're in that low period. And it could stay that way for a decent amount of time within these markets. And because of this volatility, this gives people great opportunities to make magnificent scores. For I'm going to write a number. $500x, and that's a portfolio gain from a starting bankroll I have twice accomplished in my life. Of course, cryptos in 2017 being the first term, turning 3 figures into 6, and I've turned 2 into 5 before, back in the day. And when you have situations when you can get opportunities for great bankroll management profitability, and you can risk reward within your bankroll, just what's the best way of putting it? Managing it effectively, so you can assume the largest reward for the least amount of risk you can. But I mean, you can't win if you don't take chances. If that's really what it comes down to. If a market goes up so many X moves higher, you can't take the great plays on that unless you take the risk to get into it, and even take those gains, meaning after it goes up 220%, you don't sell. And as far as having the strategy to play this so you can enable yourself to have these kinds of gains. Now, the length of time it took me to get this in cryptos, it took less than 1 year. I did this playing poker, and that took me a couple years and change. So it can be done very, very quickly. I might talk more about that later on, at least for the poker one, because that came into really interesting situations. Because I mean, I can just quickly draw a trend for how the bankroll would have worked out, because I would have started, and then I would have been winning, and I got it up to like 20x, and then it just went sideways for a while. And I had a good tournament and a good cash run, which was basically a 4x from here to here. And then I had an interesting crash. And what happened here on a bankroll management? I lost basically half of my last set of profits in like 1 to 2 days. Pocket aces did not do good for me that time. I ended up withdrawing a little bit. I remember buying a computer after that. I just thinking about that now. Bought a computer, and I would drew portions of it, and I've ended up doing that many times. Back that was whenever I'd have something like this happen with my portfolio, I would then withdraw like something like that. But anyway, from the retracement lower, it worked out. We went down fast, but I really grinded my way back up to where I came from. And then it was something like this for quite some time. And then I was able to get into a run where I literally did that. And then it kept doing that some more. And then throughout the years after that, it chopped back and forth, up and down. But most of that was because of having to like take funds from it take out of your bankroll, or thus withdrawing and such from that point. And I finished playing the game, well, for the most part, regularly, mainly because of a 2007 and 08. Because it started off within a spiritual awakening, which lasted pretty much to the end around 2009. And then late 2007 into 2008, it was oh my goodness, this is how our world has a monetary system based. This is what this has done. Oh my God, this happened here. All that type of stuff. So I had that kind of awakening, and I just didn't really play too much. In fact, the last time I've been to a casino, period, is in 2008. It was when the Montreal Canadiens played a playoff game. Because I remember coming home after it and the game was on. That would have been, so it would have been in April of 2008. 2007, I probably went maybe, well, from like March, April of 2007, when the spiritual awakening started, I might have went 3 times. That was it. And then from that point previous to when I started playing back in 2000, and we'll say late 2000, let's even say 2006. All of 2006. Yeah, 2005. 2005 for sure. I was going then. So mid 2005, I probably would have spent maybe 40 days, 50 days at like 5 different casinos, 6, 7. And that was because of the poker run. Because the bankroll, it worked out to like just playing on one poker site, and then in here, you got like, you've played on so many different ones, and you now ventured it, of course, into Casino Rama, Casino Niagara, and all the other ones. And my favorite casino is probably that of... I've only been to the ones in Ontario, but would be Casino Rama and... try to think of the Niagara Falls ones. There's 2. One's called Casino Niagara, and the other one is called... there's 3, really. There's also the one in the United States. I've been to that one as well. It's the one... that's the one that's right beside the hotel that I always went to. I think it was the Best Western, but that doesn't help much. It's the one that's like where you walk across the border to the other casino. It's the smaller one, the less... Falls View is the one I don't like as much. It's so fancy, but I'm so unlucky there. And I actually just like the atmosphere, and although the sport book sucks and the sports room sucks, I actually kind of like it. At the Casino Niagara there, plus it was right beside the poker room, which was just fun to play. And the stakes were kind of low there, which kind of sucked. But it was still fun, because the stakes there were like $1, $2 no limit, and like $40, $50 tournaments. But it was what it was. Anyway, thank you for tuning in, and have yourself a great day. Bye-bye.